I've never seen somebody recover from it. That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing.
Y'all, the tea is officially boiling over, and this time it's not just rumor. It's Katt Williams and Terrence Howard putting their careers and reputations on the line to expose what really goes down behind Hollywood's closed doors. For years, whispers about Diddy's infamous parties, the mysterious industry favors, and the so-called sacrifices have been dismissed as conspiracy theories or bitter talk. But when two men who've lived through it, one a comedy legend and the other an Oscar-nominated Hollywood actor, step forward and tell their truth, that's not just gossip anymore. That's testimony. Today, we're diving deep into the shocking claims from Katt Williams and Terrence Howard, the raid on Diddy's homes that revealed bizarre evidence, and how these revelations connect to a much bigger Hollywood machine built on secrecy, silence, and sacrifice. Grab your tea, because this one is about to shake the table. Katt Williams has always been painted as the wild one. Too outspoken, too messy, too chaotic. But if you've been paying attention, his so-called rants on stage haven't aged like jokes. They've aged like warnings. Years ago, Katt was clowning on stage, talking about celebrities leaving Diddy's parties unable to sit down, joking about baby oil and strange activities.
And then it's a separate party in the little rooms. I ain't been famous that goddamn long. I'm excited as a to be at the mansion party. You be looking in all the goddamn rooms, and you around and looked in the wrong room.
People laughed it off as just another unhinged comedy set. But when federal agents raided Diddy's mansions in 2024 and reportedly found over 1,000 bottles of baby oil, 233 surveillance cameras, and stacks of NDAs, suddenly, Katt's jokes didn't seem so funny anymore. They sounded like inside knowledge dressed up as comedy. And here's the thing, Katt has always said his material comes from real life. He once told an interviewer, "I said too much, I wasn't supposed to tell y'all, I was just gonna tell my jokes and leave it alone."
Because they'll and it's not a joke, and it's not like, no, because a life doesn't mean anything to them. It's easy for them to do. They're adept at doing a Diddy, getting rid of you and not having no handprints on it. Like this is how they traffic.
So maybe Katt wasn't being crazy. Maybe he was giving us the truth in the only way he could, by hiding it in plain sight. Now let's talk about Terrence Howard. Terrence isn't just another actor, he's an Oscar nominee. He's been in blockbuster films, on red carpets, at the height of Hollywood fame. But despite all that, his career seemed to stall out compared to peers with less talent. Why? According to Terrence himself, it's because he said no.
What's the material you want to work on? He's just looking at me. Then next thing you know, okay, hey, will you help me? I want to hear your music. So I come over there and I play the music. And he's sitting there, just looking at me, like waiting. Okay. So then my assistant was like, he wants to hang out with you next week. And I was like, for what? He's like, I think he's trying to fuck you. That's what my assistant said.
In a resurfaced interview, Terrence revealed that Diddy repeatedly invited him over under the guise of acting coaching and music sessions. But the vibe was off. His assistant eventually straight up told him, "I think he's trying to get with you." And once Terrence stopped showing up, the invitations ended. The communication ended. The doors started closing. Terrence admitted that over the years, producers and industry figures tried to pressure him into compromising his integrity.
But in the process, I have to trade out all of my integrity to do it so that they can stay in place. What benefit is that if I lose my integrity? You got to go in as a principal. And what we were brought in here as men.
Whether it was suggestive roles, wearing a dress for a skit, or going along with private invitations, each time he refused. And each time his career suffered. He lost roles, lost momentum, and the media suddenly began painting him as difficult, unstable, or crazy. Does that sound familiar? Because it's the exact same playbook they used on Katt Williams. In March 2024, federal agents raided Diddy's homes in Los Angeles and Miami, and the details that leaked out were disturbing, to say the least. According to reports, over 233 surveillance cameras were found hidden throughout the house. Stacks of NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, were discovered allegedly used to silence visitors. And yes, over 1,000 bottles of baby oil were seized. Diddy's lawyer claimed he bought them at Costco. But Costco themselves came forward and said they never even sold baby oil in those quantities. That's not just suspicious, it's straight up bizarre.
Hennessy, come out and play.
And while the media focused on the strangeness of it all, Katt Williams cut right to the chase. He said this wasn't about one man's weird habits. This was about a system, a machine where power, money, and blackmail all mix together. A machine where cameras, NDAs, and humiliation are tools of control. Here's where it gets even messier. Both Katt and Terrence describe Hollywood as a place where success isn't just about talent, it's about obedience. If you say yes to the rituals, the secret parties, the unspoken deals, you rise. You get the roles, the awards, the Netflix specials. But if you say no, the machine turns against you. Suddenly you're crazy. Suddenly you're unhireable. Suddenly no one wants to take your calls. It's not just coincidence, it's strategy. Katt compared it to football, saying the industry plans plays to sack people who refuse to comply. If you're a $20 million man today, they can run a play to make sure by next year, no one will hire you. And doesn't that sound exactly like what happened to Dave Chappelle when he walked away from that massive Comedy Central deal? Or when Monique refused Netflix's lowball offer and suddenly became blacklisted? The pattern is there. You just have to look.
Well, if he really was filming everybody, I mean, he had a lot of people at those parties, right? You know who said?
Now let's spill the tea on one of Hollywood's most controversial rumors, the man in a dress theory.
Is something that you do over and over and over again a certain way. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. If part of the ritual is wearing a dress, then we should be able to look through entertainment and see all of these people being made to wear a dress. That's what a ritual is. You know what I mean? Like, whether they're white or black, that doesn't matter. There's not other jobs where this is a requirement. Why is this?
Yeah.
Why is this so necessary?
Katt Williams has spoken about it multiple times. He claims that many black comedians and actors are pressured to wear a dress in a sketch or a movie as a kind of initiation. And when you look at history, Martin Lawrence, Tyler Perry, Jamie Foxx, even Kevin Hart all did it. In fact, Kevin Hart's big mainstream breakthrough came shortly after he wore a dress on Saturday Night Live. After that moment, his career skyrocketed. Netflix deals, blockbuster films, global fame. Meanwhile, Katt Williams, who refused to do it, watched his momentum stall. Terrence Howard also said no. He refused to kiss men on screen, refused to take roles that compromised his masculinity, and just like that, the offers started drying up. Coincidence? Or proof of exactly what they've been saying, that Hollywood rewards compliance and punishes resistance? Here's where things get chilling.
Happens to the white man when he comes to a P. Diddy party.
According to both Katt and Terrence, Hollywood runs on sacrifice. Sometimes it's symbolic, sometimes it's your dignity, and sometimes it's worse. When people talk about sacrifices in the industry, they don't always mean literal blood rituals. They mean giving up pieces of yourself, your manhood, your integrity, your peace of mind in exchange for fame and fortune. But once you give it up, you can't get it back. Terrence described it as losing your man card. Once you hand that over, the industry owns you. They can humiliate you, blackmail you, control you, because you've already crossed the line. And when you look at the tragic spirals of stars like Justin Bieber, Britney Spears, or even the mysterious deaths of stars like Heath Ledger, you start to wonder, how much of that is connected to what they had to do to make it? This is where the machine shows its real power. If you say no, they don't just ignore you, they destroy you. Katt Williams has been arrested multiple times over petty charges. Mugshots splashed across headlines. Stories framing him as unstable, unhinged, dangerous. Terrence Howard has been painted as angry and difficult, with tabloids exaggerating every argument or rumor. This isn't random, it's targeted. By discrediting them in the press, the industry makes sure that when they do speak out, the public just dismisses it as another rant or meltdown. It's not just about silencing the truth. It's about making sure no one believes it, even if it comes out. The details from Diddy's raid point to something bigger than just wild parties. Think about it. Why have hundreds of hidden cameras? Why hand out NDAs before people even have a drink? Why keep thousands of bottles of baby oil? This isn't just eccentricity, it looks like a system designed to capture compromising footage, control narratives, and ensure silence. Multiple insiders have confirmed this, saying humiliation is part of the plan. If they can get you to give up your dignity once and get it on camera, they own you forever. That's not conspiracy. That's leverage. So, what do we make of all this? Katt Williams and Terrence Howard aren't just pointing fingers at Diddy. They're exposing the entire Hollywood machine. It's not about one man's scandal. It's about a system that thrives on silence, thrives on obedience, thrives on sacrifice. And the truth is, most people will never speak out because the cost of telling the truth is your entire career. Katt and Terrence lost millions, lost roles, lost reputations, all because they refused to play the game. And yet, they're still standing, still speaking, still warning. And maybe now, with the walls starting to crack, federal raids, lawsuits, public exposure, the truth is finally too big to bury. At the end of the day, Hollywood sells us a dream. Work hard, be talented, and you'll make it big. But behind that dream is a nightmare that people like Katt Williams and Terrence Howard are finally bold enough to talk about. They've both been mocked, blackballed, and branded as crazy. But if even half of what they're saying is true, then they weren't ranting, they were testifying. And now, as the Diddy scandal continues to unfold, their words feel less like conspiracy and more like confirmation. Because once the tea spills, there's no mopping it back up. So fam, what do you think? Are Katt Williams and Terrence Howard finally pulling the curtain back on Hollywood's biggest open secret? Or are they just bitter stars connecting dots that aren't really there? Drop your thoughts in the comments, because this is one story that's not going away anytime soon. And as always, if you want the real tea the mainstream media won't serve you, make sure you hit that subscribe button, like this video, and turn on notifications so you never miss when we spill it again. Until next time, keep your eyes open, your tea hot, and remember, nothing in Hollywood is ever just coincidence.